Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Well, Kevin Love has dramatically improved his perimeter shooting over his career, but he said, "I've tried not to fall in love with it too much. Where I'm going to make my money is also rebounding. That's a stat I always look at because it can help a team win even when the shot's not falling." Kevin?
Great attitude. His work inside, a big part of it, DA. Thanks. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Horford.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
Look at Cleveland's starting group. The duo inside, Love and Thompson. Garland and Sexton man the backcourt. And it's Osman in at the 3, the small forward. And for Philadelphia, the tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And the Cavaliers this summer selecting point guard Darius Garland with the 5th overall pick. The second-year man, Colin Sexton, already on the roster. Greg, how do you see the fit between these two players?
Well, I mean, both are 6'2". The questions will come at the defensive end of the floor. Offensively, both show great promise as shooters, very scoring-minded guards, reminiscent possibly of a Lillard-McCollum pairing for the Blazers, which could be a roadmap for the Cavs.
And so it's the 76ers getting on the board first. Left side, Love. And it's sent back by Horford. Richardson attacking. And it's Richardson slamming it down.
Boy, the floor awareness and passing ability of Embiid, very impressive. And he continues to grow as a passer.
That's tipped and stolen by Simmons. Floats one up. That one good for 2.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Now, here's Garland. He's covered closely.
Yeah, with great recognition, awareness, and body control. Simmons can get up for blocks.
Looking at Philadelphia, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Wizards.
Yeah, lots of sloppy play in that one. Several key miscues. They just couldn't overcome the mistakes.
Well, you know, you got to take care of the basketball. Hopefully, they learn from that game and are better going forward. You know, guys, it's crazy to think that Joel Embiid once considered quitting the game. I mean, his first practice at Kansas, a senior dunked on him so hard he went to the coach and said, maybe I should get out of this stuff. Luckily, the coach talked him down, and now we see one of the best in the league.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Embiid. And some real adversity for Joel Embiid after leaving Kansas. Foot injuries costing him the first 2 years, Clark, of his career. And then, back in Cameroon, the tragic passing of his beloved brother.
Yeah, that's a hard road to hoe, and adversity oftentimes, while painful, can steal us for the promised land or positive outcomes. And, you know, Embiid really driven by his goal to inspire others in Africa to make a better life, and that drove him to be where he is now.
Now, here's Garland. 9-point game his last outing to stop the run, and that's 2 points on the layup.
And that ends the struggle. You could feel the tensions in the building with each miss.
Ooh, man, this thing was turning into a soccer game. A lot of action and not many points.
Here's Simmons. Darius Garland picking up that last basket. And Simmons kicks to Horford. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Richardson. And that one is off. Cavaliers go the other way with it. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
Scoring efficiency was an issue in that one. Took them too many shots to get their points.
Yeah, and I think they just seem to be a page behind, a step slower out there all game.
And there's the patience you want to see from Sexton. Eyes up and finds the open man.
Outside, Simmons. Kicks it out to Richardson. For three, Harris sinks the triple. Harris has got 5 points so far.
Only one miss in the first 5 attempts, clearly feeling.
Osman, the pass to Sexton. Pass to Garland. Over in the corner, Osman. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And good to get him going early. That shot should give him some confidence.
Perhaps he's set for a big night. I mean, he can be a difference maker for him when he's on his game.
Now here's Simmons. 17 points for him last game against the Wizards in Washington.
And he also looked to attack at the defensive end of the floor. 3 steals in that game.
Mark, you look at Ben Simmons. Is he the best Australian-born player ever?
Well, you've got to remember now, Kevin, and you would know this from your research, Kyrie Irving was actually born in Australia, lived there for a couple of years, and still has dual citizenship. So I'll leave that one to the fans to debate. Irving or Simmons as the best from Australia?
The first one falls.
And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Nance has checked in. He's off on the second. Mark, here we are in mid-season, and some teams have already exceeded early expectations, starting to show that they are the real deal.
Yeah, no fluke, and that's what we call validation. Again, you have such a long season early on. The schedule can work in your favor, but as we get to this point in the season, Kevin, teams are starting to show you who they really are, answering doubters, and it's got to be extremely satisfying when you prove folks wrong.
Absolutely. Such a wide-open look. Richardson's got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
To the inside, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Embiid.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved a layup with that foul, and you'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
That free throw good from Nance. On that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
And so much for the Sixers is predicated on Joel Embiid's health. Do they need to restrict his minutes in the regular season to keep him ready for that playoff run?
Well, you know, we've had all of this conversation about load management and managing the minutes of your key players, and Embiid, with his injury history, would certainly be a candidate for that. But we also saw what the Raptors did last season with Kawhi Leonard, so maybe the Sixers take a page out of the Raptors book in that regard.
Drills the three-pointer. Garland's got 5.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Simmons looking it over. And Harris wide open. He shoots, and it's off from three-point range. Now, here's Garland. Richardson covering. Garland, the pass to Love. And stolen by Richardson. And here we go. Richardson heading to the hoop. Drops in the breakaway layup. He has 6. The Cavaliers trail by 7. Osman, the pass to Sexton. A floater. Good work defensively by Richardson.
Well, you know, stopping him is never easy to do, but the defense was strong there.
Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
And it's Love missing.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
Richardson kicks to Horford. And finished off by Horford.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
Now, here's Sexton. He's coming off a 19-point game against Orlando. Love against Horford. Osman. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Porter's checked in for Osman. Jordan Clarkson comes in for Colin Sexton. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Garland. Richardson outside. Kicks it to Harris. Clock at 6. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off. And a wide open look for Simmons. Misses the deep three-point attempt. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Large guard loves to drive it, and somebody on defense needs to rotate in front of Clarkson if you're going to stop him.
Horford dishes to Simmons. Embiid against Love. Embiid's shot is good.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Now here is Dellavedova. Defense is right there. Here's Love. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, last season, Kevin Love suffering the toe injury in the very first exhibition game. He'd be ready to carry the load, but surgery and a long rehab set him back.
And the first one at the line is good. And after playing as the second, or even Greg, the third option behind LeBron James, Kevin Love embracing a bigger role.
Give him a lot of credit. He sacrificed stats to help Cleveland win a title. Intriguing to see what he can accomplish when he's set loose.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Mike Scott's checked in for Embiid. And this comes in for Tobias Harris. And it's Korkmaz in for Richardson.
Early in his career, Love got the stretch 4 label, but he's always rejected it. He prefers to call himself a post player who can shoot.
No good from Simmons. And so it's Dellavedova. He'll bring it up for Cleveland, trailing here by 8. Last time they met in Cleveland.
Yeah, and last time out, they sort of shot themselves in the foot with the foul trouble. That was what led to them having such an ugly scoreline.
And Greg, the foul trouble was a big chunk of it. I mean, it's hard to mount a comeback when all your key guys, your main players, are watching from the bench.
And so here's Cleveland. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Here is Love. One of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. Here's Korkmaz. He's covered by Clarkson. And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That's his first foul. Outside, Simmons. Here's the floater.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Yeah, they're scoring with confidence, Greg, making them count in the early going here.
And the jam by Larry Nance.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up.
And that's what those alley-oops will do for a team. Ignition, switch, ignited.
Here's Ennis. Larry Nance making his last shot. 6 to shoot. With the teardrop. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And there's the foul against Cleveland. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the 76ers.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
2 shots.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
First one falls for him. What do you think on average rookies are having a greater impact on their teams now than in decades past?
I really don't think so, Kevin. You can go back and look at the numbers historically. Every draft class usually has 6 to 10 rookies that have a significant impact on their respective teams. And of those 10, perhaps 10 or 12, maybe only a few are going to be on playoff teams just because of the nature of the draft. I don't really think that's changed tremendously over the decades.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Love, no good. The 76ers leading by 9. Right side, Simmons. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And the game plan is clear. Work the ball inside.
And it's working for him, Greg. You like that initiative, not settling for stuff on the perimeter.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Guys, I think free throw shooting, and Steve, you can speak to this, is all about rhythm and confidence, and he hasn't been able to establish any rhythm there this season.
On the free throw, no good.
And, you know, questions for the Sixers about fit between their 2 young stars in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons are legitimate questions, because when young players are that talented, it sometimes is hard for them to sacrifice their own games for the good of the team.
Here's Simmons. The Cavaliers making the shot. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there. And for Simmons and Embiid, a clash of styles, too. Simmons, Clark is at his best in transition.
And, Embiid, guys, is more a half-court threat, attacking in the post. Long term, I think they'll figure it out, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out between those 2.
Now here's Ennis. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
Here's Porter. It's hauled in by the 76ers.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
Now, here's Clarkson. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. There's 42 seconds left in the first quarter. Now here is Dellavedova. Guarded by Simmons. Back to Nance. And yes, it's good. Nance has got 5 now.
Man, it's so good to see how Dellavedova plays to his strengths, guys. I mean, specifically, how he finds the open man. Nice.
Here's Korkmaz. 8 points his last outing. Here's Simmons. Nance with some nice D. Dellavedova scanning the floor. He dishes it to Clarkson. It could go. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. 76ers on top, up by 12. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And playing at the center as opposed to his customary power forward position. Not Kevin Love's preference, but he accepts the role and the challenge.
The adjustment for me has just, having to play, dynamic fives, stretch fives, guarding that position, being in a lot more pick and rolls, being heavily involved on the offensive side in pick and rolls.
The league in general, GA, going smaller. Love finding himself more and more moving up to the 5.
Yeah, he can certainly rebound at that position, and his perimeter shooting at the 5 makes him a tough cover.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a comfortable margin here for the 76ers guys.
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And, for them guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. And so in the game for the 76ers, they've got Korkmaz. Mike Scott out there with Horford. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's Thibault in at the shooting guard. Clarkson passes to Porter. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Pass to Thompson. Shot clock at 6. And he overshot that one, missing.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And the pass to Dellavedova. Porter in the corner. Over Horford. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Porter's got his first 2 points. Simmons on the wing. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Dellavedova with the ball, and it's Horford picking him up. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
We've seen this explosion of Canadian players in the NBA. And really, Tristan Thompson led that way. The 4th pick back in 2011, Thompson was, at that point, the highest drafted Canadian in NBA history.
First free throw is good. And Thompson may have led the way for Canadians. But as far as where the league is going, Greg, he's a throwback player.
I mean, a rebounder and rim runner. His game is built on toughness and hustle.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Embiid, he's checked in for Horford. Tobias Harris comes in for Korkmaz. And Josh Richardson subbed in for Ben Simmons. Here's Thibault. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Sexton the pass to Nance. It's blocked. Richardson outside. The kick out to Scott. Back to Richardson. Embiid inside. It's up against Thompson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Now let's bring up the 2K leaderboard. Here are the top rebounders over the last month. 4th, Joel Embiid.
He must be spending a lot of time in the weight room because he's shown such strength under the basket.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Embiid.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
And Embiid drops them both. You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Craig, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition. A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Now here is Harris. Darius Garland missing his last shot. Another miss by Philadelphia. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. It's blocked. Richardson outside. Lays it up off the glass. Richardson's got 10.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on it.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. And Thompson sends it back. Here's Osman, guarded by Harris, and it's Osman missing.
You know, even though it's a point-blank range shot, that's not an easy one, especially when the defense is that tight.
Thibault can't get it to go. The Cavaliers trail by 15. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket. And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
Well, the Cavaliers shooting struggle is apparent. 37% from the field. Pass to Osman. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. A lot of smart guys playing in the NBA right now, Clark. Any that you spot that could be a great future head coach in this game?
There are so many of them, Kevin, when you spend time around guys and watch how they carry themselves on the court. Usually you look at point guards because they're quarterbacks and coaches on the floor in many cases. CP3, I don't know if he has a desire to coach, but he certainly talks and feels the game as a coach. And Mike Conley, I think he too has the type of cerebral approach to the game that could lend itself to coaching.
That's an excellent starting list. James Ennis, he'll check in for Mike Scott. And he makes both free throws. The 76ers leading by 13. Pass to Harris. And it's Osman with the rebound. The Cavaliers on offense. Here's Sexton, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Selected with the 8th pick back in the 2018 draft, Colin Sexton, the main reward for the Cavs after the Kyrie Irving trade.
Sexton, wearing the same number 2 jersey as Irving, doesn't feel the need to measure up to expectations created by Kyrie. Cavs fans, though, hope he does.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, the young bull, Colin Sexton, getting a lot of playing time in his rookie season, allowed him to play through his mistakes, and that's what you hope for coming in.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And even as the Cavaliers lagged at the very bottom of the standings, Greg, Sexton publicly described the season as fun. Would that bother you as a veteran?
Losing seasons, they suck. I mean, no other way to put it. I think he cares about winning, but keeping that positivity is probably the best approach.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious.
Ammonia strong, we call that. Wear that rim out.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland.
You know, even after the trade from the Clippers to the Sixers, he continued to produce. I mean, everybody figured that Tobias Harris would have a good season last year heading into free agency, and he didn't disappoint.
And with the break here, let's look at the stats for Joel Embiid. 6th in rebounding, 16th in scoring, and of course, rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in blocks per.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. Here's Osman. 14 points from him the last game against Orlando.
And he didn't take any plays off at the defensive end. I mean, he wound up with 4 steals on the night.
The 76ers leading by 13. Here's Harris. The layup missed. The Cavaliers on offense. It's off to Boston for him after this game as they take on the Celtics. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Garland, the pass to Sexton. Count that one. Sexton's got 6.
You know, not bashful about positioning himself inside. Sexton knows he has what it takes to score from there.
Passes to Harris. Embiid trying to break loose. And the basket by Harris. 9 points in the game so far.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
There's the pass to Osman. Now the dish to Nance. Clock at 4. It's hauled in by Thibault.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
And so it's Ennis bringing it up now for the 76ers. Richardson outside. Back to Ennis. The 3. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now, here's Garland. He's got 5. They need this. Here's Thompson. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Way to work the glass, buffet style. Second chance buckets. They can make a big difference.
Now here's Ennis, defended by Sexton. Here's Richardson. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
Korkmaz, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Cleveland also making some changes. Love checked in for Nance. And Porter subbed in for Jetty Osman. That's good from Richardson. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state and being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings. That's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
Stolen away. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. And the layup's good off the glass. Richardson's got 15.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Now, here's Sexton. He's got 6. No good. That puts him at 2 for 6. Here's Harris. Drops in the layup for 2. Harris has got 6 points in the quarter.
You know, so far he's been dominant this period, making the most of his opportunities.
Sexton with the bounce pass. They grab their own miss. Thompson. And Thompson throws it down.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
Philadelphia with the ball, following the score by Cleveland. Embiid kicks to Richardson. Stolen by Garland. Makes it off the glass. He has 7.
No defensive pressure at all. I mean, that's not going to get it done against him.
Now here's Ennis, defended by Sexton. Richardson outside. It's good. The assist that time from Ennis. 17 points for Josh Richardson.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Sexton deciding where to go with it. 1:03 left in the first half of basketball. Just 5 on the clock. And Embiid with the block.
Yeah, good energy and awareness that time by Embiid to deny that shot.
And you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Here's Harris. The Cavaliers pull it in. Love's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Now, here's Sexton. Tight defense on him. Down low. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Embiid. The Cavaliers have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game. That free throw good from Kevin Love. Some changes for Philadelphia. Al Horford, he's checked in for Joel Embiid, and it's Ben Simmons in for Richardson. And then for Cleveland, Jordan Clarkson comes in for Colin Sexton, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Garland. That one falls, so he hits both of them. 27 seconds left in the second quarter. Outside, Simmons. Got it. Good job in the low post. Simmons got 16 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Three-pointer, Dellavedova, and no good on the last-second attempt this time. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
I think we played. And I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. That's what we've been talking about. And I thought our defense, for the most part, was excellent.
A good start. We'll see how they finish. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. It was Josh Richardson who got hot in the first. He ended up with 17 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
We're seeing the continued development of Josh Richardson. The strength has caught up to the athleticism. He's a big guard who can really shoot the ball.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And you know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. We've seen Josh Richardson really having a great game.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Tipping off the second half, here's John Beilein's 5. Garland and Sexton man the backcourt. Ashman and Love are the forwards. And it's Thompson in at the 5 spot. Now here's Simmons. Darius Garland missing his last shot. Here's Embiid off the left rim and out.
Boy, you've really got to put those away, especially against soft interior defense.
And there's Garland. That's good on the assist by Sexton. Garland's got 12 points in the game.
You know, after the Sixers were knocked out in the second round for the second straight year, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
Now here's Love, following the missed shot by Tobias Harris. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Pass to Simmons. And the rejection by Love. And that one good.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Now, here's Sexton. Richardson cover. Sexton up top. He has 6. 6 on the shot clock. Garland the pass to Thompson. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. He's got 9. And Coach Brown Clark captained the ship through some real rough times in the beginning.
And you know, Kevin, I think for that reason and the job he's done here recently, he's earned the right to see this thing through. It's a result-oriented profession. I know that, and I understand it. But this is a team built to contend, and that's the expectation, and I'd like to see Brett Brown have a chance to bring it to full fruition.
Here's Sexton, following the score by Josh Richardson. Sexton's shot is good.
Clever and confident in that pick and roll. Sexton's decision-making in these sets has really improved.
Outside, Simmons. And stolen by Love. Now Cleveland moving it up. A finish. Throws down the breakaway jam.
You know, Love is, as we've seen, a solid passer for a big man. Great at breaking down the defense and firing the pass to an open teammate.
Now here's Simmons. He's got 16. Embiid trying to break loose. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That one on Love.
That's what you call being a master of your craft from Simmons. I mean, fooled the entire defense in the paint there.
Looking at the stats, he's gone 2 of 5 at the free throw line tonight. That's good from Simmons.
You know, after missing his first year out of college due to injury, Ben Simmons ended up winning Rookie of the Year in 2018, proving the wait was worth it.
And Simmons drops them both. The Cavaliers trail by 16. Pass to Sexton. Passes it to Love. Over Richardson. Love can't hit.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Richardson gets a wide open look. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Now the pass to Osman. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
And that's an area that Sexton must keep working on. The more he passes, the better his team looks.
Outside, Simmons. Pass to Richardson. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Love's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Osman hands it from downtown. Osman's got 9 points here in the second half.
I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
Boy, I tell you what, the hole would be a lot deeper if he wasn't being as efficient as he's been so far.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
Hey, they've got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
I would agree. Shot is good, and the 76ers lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Sexton. Now here's Simmons. He's tightly guarded. That shot is off. And Cleveland the other way now. And here is Garland. 12 points for him. And Thompson kicks to Sexton. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists in the game. Philadelphia leading by 9. Pass to Harris. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Thompson. Passes it to Osman. Love outside. Drains it from beyond the arc. Love's got 8 points.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Yeah, they've had a great second half from long range, Greg. I mean, things are definitely starting to look up for him.
And checking out the numbers for Sexton. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging about 18 points per, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Now, here's Richardson. 19 points in the game. Back to Simmons. Shot clock at 6. At the floater. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively. And now they're shooting it pretty well. That was not something we would have said in that first half.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here.
Trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Larry Nance is checked in for Tristan Thompson. Porter comes in for Jetty Osman. Clarkson, he's checked in for Sexton. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Garland. Now here is Horford. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Thibault can't get it to go. And it's Dellavedova with the ball. He brings it up for the Cavaliers. A 2-point game, and Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That's his first foul. On the wing, Porter. For the tie. Nance passes to Love.
And really, after that strong first half, he has been in quite the tailspin. And you've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Extremely impressive was the rally they made. I mean, we'll see how much their comeback might have taken out of them, and we'll see if they can keep that foot on the pedal now.
There's Korkmaz following the basket by Kevin Love. 6 to shoot. Stolen by Dellavedova. And they're running. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Here's Korkmaz. He's covered by Clarkson. Korkmaz kicks to Simmons. To the inside. Horford. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And we come back to it again and again. If you're just looking at points and rebounds, you really miss Al Horford's impact. It goes way deeper than the box score.
The 76ers have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far. And he makes the first. And some detractors have looked at Horford's stats, and Greg, they said he's not an all-star. Even Sports Talk Radio calling him Average Al.
Nonsense. I mean, still a great defender, efficient scorer, elite passer as well for a big man. Then you get to his leadership. Big Al is the total package.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime? Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
Now here is Dellavedova. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Here's Thibault. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
Yeah, and checking out some stats here for Ben Simmons. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so. First in assists, first in steals, and with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands, and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And we're talking about the ultimate competitor here. Leading the league in assists, maximizing every possession. He just tears apart a defense. Now Simmons following the three-point attempt by Kevin Love.
Oh,
the power on that threw down.
Really can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. I mean, his confidence just rises when he slams it down like that.
Nance passes to Love. Clarkson with the ball. Got a piece of it. And now the 76ers on the break. Here's Thibault. Love grabs the board. Love's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Porter against Scott. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
I've been impressed with how well they penetrated tonight, too.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and Philadelphia making a change here, and this is checked in. Both good from the line that time. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Outside, Simmons. And they double up Simmons. Clock at 6. Here's Ennis. Sweet little floater. Ennis has got his second basket of the night.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Clarkson looking for an opening. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot.
Looking strong. Clarkson gets great elevation on that jumper.
The pass to Korkmaz. 1:39 left in the third. Now here's Simmons. Defended by Dellavedova. Here's Ennis. But they recover it. And a miss there on the triple. And so it's Dellavedova. He'll bring it up for Cleveland. Trailing by 2. Clarkson kicks to Love. The feed to Clarkson. And he hits it to tie the game up. Clarkson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Fighting his way inside, Clarkson shows good body control.
Korkmaz passes to Simmons. And he gets the bucket. Simmons got 22.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Dellavedova with the ball. Simmons is there. Dellavedova dishes to Love. Porter in the corner. Back to Love. Over Ennis. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Love's got the game tied up here for Cleveland. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. And Simmons kicks to Korkmaz. Back to Simmons. Horford trying to free himself up. Ben Simmons gets the bucket. 24 points for him.
And, you know, guys, we know Simmons most enjoys getting others involved, but he's showing you he can have huge nights himself as well.
Here's Love. Kept alive. Here's Porter. Simmons with the defensive effort. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. 76ers lead by 2. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
Three tenths quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. The 76ers leading. Korkmaz is out there with Scott. Then there's Horford. Then it's Ennis. And it's Simmons in at the one spot. That's the group in the game for the 76ers.
And what patience from Simmons on offense. I mean, really skilled at making the defense get a little shaky when he has the ball.
And the first one drops. And he can't hit the second. The Cavaliers trail by 3. On the wing, Porter. Over Simmons. And the shot is long.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Oh, and the jam by Ben Simmons.
The slashability of Simmons. Really creating havoc for the defense with his aggressive, cutting mentality.
Dellavedova with the ball. Outside, Porter. Back to Dellavedova. Love deciding where to go with it. Here's Nance. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Yeah, this league is in good shape when you talk about guys like Nance. The consummate role player does everything that's asked of him.
Now here's Simmons, and Simmons slams it in.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
And the Cavaliers call time here. We've seen Simmons really having a great game.
Yeah, he is on a major roll today. This timeout was desperately needed. They've got to come up with a new game plan designed to shut him down.
Embiid, he's checked in for the 76ers. Josh Richardson comes in for Korkmaz. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Thompson, he's checked in for Love. Osman comes in for Porter. Sexton, he's checked in for Jordan Clarkson. And it's Garland in for Matthew Dellavedova. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to listen in on John Beilein's huddle with his team. He said, hey, we're still in this thing. We just have to trust each other out there. Be aggressive, stay together, and play as a team. We're coming back and winning this one. Pretty confident words, Kevin.
Thank you, David. First one falls for him.
And the aggressiveness Sexton plays with is infectious. He motivates his teammates to play just as hard.
The 76ers making a switch here. Harris is checked in. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a 2-possession deficit.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Greggy's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
The first one falls. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And as a team, they're hovering around the high 80s from the free throw line. They've gotten better as the game has gone along, which is exactly what you want to see.
Now, here's Garland. The open look here for Sexton. And the 3-ball is good.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Richardson outside. Ball's knocked loose. Nance with it. And it's Richardson picking him up. There's Garland. Nance trying to break loose. Shot is good, and the 76ers lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Garland.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage, never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
Here's Simmons. He feeds it to Horford. Goes back up. And Embiid lays it in.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Here's Sexton after the made shot from Joel Embiid.
And I'll tell you, Nance can score. He rebounds it, has the versatility to switch 1 through 5, does a lot for this team.
Yep, that one goes in there. Richardson's got 23 points.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
Now, here's Sexton. Not a lot of room. Feeds to Garland. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Osman. It's hauled in by Harris.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Here's Garland after Ben Simmons' bucket. Pass to Sexton. Now here's Thompson. Here's Osman. Back to Thompson. Fires the three. Ben Simmons with the rebound. Simmons got his 6th rebound on the night. Harris inside. He kicks to Richardson. Outside, Simmons. Pass to Embiid. No good that time. And Cleveland the other way now. Here's Thompson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Embiid.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. And the second free throw, good. The 76ers leading by 4. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
Well, you got to respect not only the strength and size and agility of Embiid, but how about his balance, too? Able to finish through contact. That's impressive.
Now, here's Garland. Trying to get open is Thompson. Garland, no good. Harris outside. A baseline J, and he connects with the jumper. And it's an 8-point 76ers lead.
Yeah, that pull-up jumper by Harris shows his ability to create offense for himself, and that's what all great scorers can do.
Here's Osman. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Passes it to Richardson, and it's Richardson slamming it down.
Well, Simmons has what I call see-ahead vision. I mean, he sees a play ahead, and he's a great passer.
Garland kicks to Thompson. Lobbed up there for Thompson. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And hard to decide which was the catch or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop.
Tell you what, you wouldn't know they're the team trailing when they're able to pull off plays like that.
Here's Harris. Tristan Thompson picking up that last bucket. Baseline jumper. Here's Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid.
Boy, Embiid wants to own the inside on both sides of the floor. He is a force in the paint and relishes hitting those boards.
Now, here's Garland. Back to Nance. And the jam by Larry Nance. That gives him a double-double in this one. 11 points and 12 rebounds.
And, you know, we can't measure Hart. I mean, he's not as big as the other power forwards, but his jumping ability and mindset is incredible.
It's Richardson on the wing, defended by Sexton. 5 on the clock. Richardson, no luck. The Cavaliers trail by 6. Lots of room. And again, it's Cleveland.
Wow, he is lighting it up here in the second half.
Philadelphia's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. The pass to Horford. Now Simmons. And they double up Simmons. Here's Harris. Embiid trying to break loose. And a missed layup. Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. There's the 3. Rebound by the 76ers. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead.
He hit a couple in the first, but so far he's been unable to get uncorked here.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it. Well, I tell you, that was double duty right there. He influenced the shot and then got back and cleaned the glass.
The drive by Simmons. And then Simmons slams it in.
And the amazing moves of Simmons. I mean, he's just so much fun to watch when he's got the ball in his hand.
Thompson outside. Kicks to Garland. Here's the teardrop. Sexton. Good work defensively by Richardson.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Kevin Love's checked in for the Cavaliers. That one misses for Simmons. The Cavaliers trail by 10. Now, here's Garland. To the paint. Love the pass to Thompson. Here's Sexton. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Embiid's got 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Richardson outside. Back to Simmons. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Thompson's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Osman kicks to Garland. Pass to Love. Looking to end his cold spell. And Embiid with the block. And now the 76ers on the break. Richardson's running. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. 27 points for Josh Richardson.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. Here's Garland. Out left to the wing. Horford against Love. And it's sent back by Horford. Richardson right side. Garland with the rebound. Garland's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Thompson. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. Mike Scott's checked in for the 76ers.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And so Thompson nails both of them. And here is Simmons. Pass to Harris. He sinks the 11-footer. And the 76ers lead by 12.
Well, he's an elite shooter with a lot of sweet spots. Defenses have to mark and keep an eye on Harris from mid-range.
Here's Love. And it's sent back by Horford. Outside, Simmons. Dishes it to Scott. And Simmons gets it to go on the assist by Scott. Simmons got 39.
And, you know, this is the area where Simmons is most effective, mainly due to his size and athleticism.
Out to the wing. Near the three-point line, it's Love. Offensive rebound. A second chance effort. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Philadelphia gets called for the foul. Clark, here's kind of an interesting perspective question for you. How much of making it to the NBA is talent? How much of it is the work you put into it?
Kevin, if I were to give this a ratio, I would probably say 65% talent, 35% work ethic, because you have to have a level of unique giftedness to be an NBA player. Many can work really hard and not be NBA caliber. So I think there's, I tilt that 65-35 talent to work ethic.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. Now here's Simmons. Defense right on him. 1:04 left in the fourth quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Floats one, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Philadelphia.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And this will be their 3rd win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well.
They really do. I mean, there's one more game to play in this season series, and barring any major changes to their team, I'd have to believe the sweep will be in order.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Ben Simmons.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Now here's Knight. The Cavaliers again can't hit. 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Pass to Horford. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth. He gets that one. And the 76ers lead by 19.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
Back to Dellavedova. To end the run. Can't get it to fall. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Al, you guys do it as a five-man unit on the floor. How did you come together for this win?
Just taking good shots on offense, trying to, getting stops on defense. We challenged every shot. We just played hard tonight.
Great effort and a big win, Al. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.